Well, hello. Welcome to Spindle City Straight Talk. I'm Chip.
And I'm CJ.
Apologize for the lateness. It was me again. The retirement board ran long. And
I swear they just like to talk. I swear that's all that meeting's about, just talking.
we had lawyers in the room. When the lawyers come for the evidentiary hearings and stuff like that, they get paid by the hour. So
exactly. That's why I said they just like to talk.
They try to get as many billable hours as they can.
Exactly.
We can't get them out of there, you know. It's like, I wish I could, but hey, it is what it is. And it is Wednesday in the Riv. And I guess the council meeting, they said, boy, Cougar, I guess the Kamala Harris version in Fall River of Paul Coogan running for office has already started. So he had all his little plants in there saying what a great guy he is. And he puts on his jeans and goes down to the homeless encampments. Of course, like kind of Kamala saying, yeah, you know, I'm going to do all these things to fix the way the country is, even though I created all the problems. So
exactly.
She's forgotten, but she doesn't answer any questions, and she doesn't have any programs. Yeah, you're right. It was a joke. It was the theater of the absurd. Paul started his campaign. He had all those minions trying to paint him as like Kamala. Joy, joy, Paul. Joy, joy, Kamala. He puts on his jeans. Oh, isn't that wonderful? He's going to make $1 million as the mayor if he gets another term, and he can live off his pension. But what has he done for the taxpayer? Zero. What has he done for the people of Fall River? Zero.
He's done a lot. He's raised our taxes, raised our water bill.
Exactly.
He's done a lot.
It's like Kamala. What's your policy? Oh, joy. But I'm going to raise the taxes. I'm going to raise trillions of dollars worth of taxes. I'm going to be the queen of taxes. That's her new title. Paul's the same way. He's been in office for 3 terms. He hasn't done a damn thing to help the people of Fall River. The city's gotten worse. 23% increase in your water bills. They're looking for more sources of revenue to pick your pocket. And what is he running on? Drive-in movies. And he puts on his jeans and goes down. What has he done to help those people? Has he tried to get those people, if they've got drug problems, rehab? Has he tried to get those people job training to get a job? Some of those people are not drug addicts. They went before the council and said, we just can't afford it. Exactly. What has he done to help those people? Zero. So this is nothing more than a theater of the absurd.
He doesn't want affordable housing. Does not want that at all. He wants market rate housing. And for Linda to turn around and sit there, I shouldn't say sit, she stood there because she was acting president last night. For her to stand there and say, Fall River has done its share on affordable housing. We've done more than our share. We need to make this a regional attack.
You know, just on that statement alone, she should never be reelected. She's been here far too long. To say we've done enough when she knows damn well we've done nothing for affordable housing. She's going to try to convince everybody that the projects that we've had since World War II, the end of World War II, we've done enough. Forgetting, because she knew Carlton Viveras very well and his brother. And she knows why we've got the amount of that housing public housing, which isn't the same. Somerset has built 5 times the amount of affordable housing as Fall River, and there are 18,000 people in Somerset. These people don't want it. They lie about everything. Somebody brought up this morning, I had a conversation with somebody, reminded us they were showing all those new things about retail stores and stuff to obliterate the waterfront. Didn't they promise, they're doing some research, we're going to find out. Correct me if I'm wrong, CJ. Didn't they talk about green space down there?
Yes, they did. And they even spoke about it at Monday's meeting.
Yeah.
But it's nice to promise.
Yeah.
But there's no plan on how they're going to handle the land. There's no plan on who's going to sell the land. They have no plan on who's getting the land. Is it the state? Is it the RDA? Is it the city of Fall River? No plan whatsoever. Alexander Silva, who ran for city councilor, and I believe he's on the historic commission, posted a nice piece about what they've offered and what they're not offering. And he came up with a good idea. We should do for Route 79 like they did in Providence for I-195. Put a citizens committee together to make the decision on who gets the land and where it goes. And to be sure that we get top dollar for that land, because that will go to pay for Durfee and Diamond. Now, does that make any sense to you?
That's why it'll never fly.
That's right.
You know that, CJ. A citizens committee of real citizens, not Paulie's pals. No, the committee will be Paulie's pals. Oh, yeah, the sheriff and then the DA. Look, this is the club. This is the elitist, power-based club. They're all in this together. Quinn will be the next guy traipsing up there, throwing bouquets at Paul. He puts on his blue jeans and he goes to the drive-in movie. He gave the guy a $20 bill. Well, I'll tell you what. Give me $120,000 job with his pension so I can bank my whole mayor's salary and leave me in there till I make $1 million, and I'll give an occasional $20 bill too. You know, this is insulting to the taxpayers and people of Fall River. He has done absolutely nothing to help the cause. This is Kamala Harris on steroids. Kamala's running a campaign about, and even an idiot. Did you see what an idiot vice presidential candidate said? I mean, these people are just, they must be on pot or something, or some kind of drug. He actually was giving a speech and said, we can't take another 4 years of this. Somebody better tell him that his running mate has been in for the last 4 years.
Exactly.
He actually said that during his speech. You're right. That's the only thing you've ever said, Waltz, that was correct. We can't take another 4, and we can't take another term of Paul Coogan. Yeah, that's right. Look, the whole country is in a tank. And
that
like
was
I
John
said,
Sylvia, by the way, Chip. That was John Sylvia who spoke about it, and he was empathetic. He was very emotional when he came down and says, "I am tired of this. Go speak to your Democratic leaders. Have them do something about this." That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, but you know what the Democratic leaders are doing now? They passed a law to make sure they can all boost their pensions dramatically. And one of them from this area, and we're going to confirm it, we're doing an investigation into this. One of our local representatives, they passed a law now. I don't know whoever, it's not a very well thought out law. You get off on a disability pension and you get incremental raises, but it doesn't really keep up with it. So now they said you can basically like retire now, then wait 15 or 20 years. And then you can get any kind of public sector job that pays into the system and then retire at that rate. So theoretically, let's say you were a cop 20 years ago. You retired when cops were making $20,000 a year.
Right.
So now you got a pension of 16 grand if you took option A. Now, 20 years later, you're a state rep. Well, you already got a job. You don't have to go look for one. Let's say you can get a job now as a secretary in some government office making $70,000 a year. Now you're going to retire at $70,000, not $20,000. Boy, do they take care of themselves. Screw the taxpayer. That's it. Patrick, you're right on it, baby. You know that. Yeah, this is what they do. Or what do? They work a few years as a teacher. They get a job as a city councilor. Then they get promised a job in a housing authority for the last 4 or 5 years so they can bump their pension up by 60 grand.
Oh, I wonder who's going to do that.
We all know. I called them out in public.
I know you did.
So, but these people just, hey, Coogan, nothing. 3 terms, nothing for the taxpayer. What relief have we seen? Nothing. Beat over their head with a bat. And they're still looking for other sources of revenue and still talking about debt overrides and more money out of your pocket. And what is this campaign? Joy, joy, Paul. Joy, joy, Paul. I gave $20 to a homeless guy. I put on my blue jeans, too. I put on my jeans when I gave him the $20 so I look like a regular person. I mean, look at, damn it, the 40,000 people who don't vote, get your ass out. When we have an election for city council and mayor and school committee, get these people out of here. You know, we all vote. The people on this show, we all vote. For the most part. I think one of our people said he doesn't vote. We told him, you got to still vote. But that's the problem. We leave these people in. They forget, they long ago forgot where they came from. They long ago forgot where they came from. Yeah. Yeah, she's a CPA. And they're supposed to have rules that they go by. But you know something? Like I said, the campaign has begun. Coogan's campaign. They traipsed up. They brought everybody to throw bouquets at them. And next you'll have Dion down there throwing, oh yeah, he does this and all the movies, the kids. Their parents can't afford their rent. Without a school lunch program, they go hungry. You promised to reduce taxes and be transparent and abide by the law, and you've done absolutely nothing. You're just like Kamala. Everything they promise, they don't ever do. And then they run on, forget about everything we've done. Forget the past. Look to the future. Forget that we just screwed this country up. Forget that he screwed this city. Forget that he promised, not once, but twice, to reduce your taxes. Forget all the promises to be transparent. Forget everything and listen to all his cronies go up there and throw bouquets at each other. Let's go. It's like, oh, yes, Kamala is wonderful. She was the most unpopular vice president in the history of the United States. They were going to throw her off the ticket. She was such an incompetent. She can't put a sentence together. She's been asked 100 times, are people better off today than they were 4 years ago? And she starts talking about, I grew up middle class, which she didn't. She lived in one of the richest areas of Montreal. Both her parents were PhDs and made plenty of money.
And Marxist.
All they ever do is lie. And this is Coogan. You look at what the Dems do on a national level, Paul Coogan, they're using the same playbook here in Fall River. Joy, joy, happy joy. The train's going to fix everything. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, it doesn't make any difference, Nelson, whether they stream it live or show it to you. Everything they tell you.
No, they actually didn't, and that's been a big complaint, was that it wasn't streamed live and it wasn't aired on Channel 18 on Comcast cable. People are upset because they didn't go down to the meeting, which is their fault. They should have went to the atrium. They should have went to see it. And I know people that went down there and they said it was a waste of time.
Yeah, well, that's
why
most
want to make asses out of themselves.
But you know, CJ, that's the problem. People know that this is just a waste of time. We know all these promises are empty. They're as empty as the promises Coogan made when he ran for mayor. Oh, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be this. Yeah, well, honest people always leave the scene of an accident. That wasn't a rhetorical question, CJ.
I didn't hear you.
He said he made a lot of promises, like he'd be honest. Honest people always leave the scene of the accident.
That's right.
Accident, don't they? But you know, I'm going to give everybody a tax break. Not. I'm going to be transparent. Not. I mean, everything he said, it's like the Dems. They promise everything. What does she promise? We're going to take care of price gouging. And they haven't proved it. You know, I saw an idiot Democratic operative, one of her campaign, and actually a reporter, which I'm surprised in the mainstream media, said, do you have any examples of price gouging? And they went, well, not really. But we're going to prevent it. It's not price gouging. Markets and stuff work on a very low profit margin, like 2% or below. These people aren't price gouging. It's costing them more to run their business. The whole country is in the toilet. And they're trying to convince you that it's not their fault. It's these greedy supermarkets. Well, the trucks that bring the produce in have to pay more for gas. So you're going to pay more to truck the produce. The people who have the produce are paying more for everything. They're paying more to grow their crops. They're paying more taxes. They're paying everything. So we're going to pay more. They've created more inflation because our national debt is out of control. But they're going to tell you, like Paul, don't pay attention to that. Just ignore it. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Don't believe your lying eyes. Don't believe the fact that now you're paying $8 for a thing of bacon. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe that 66% of the 3/4 of this, 2/3 of this country, actually 1 3/4, 2/3, 66 and 2/3%, are living paycheck to paycheck. Don't believe it. Shut up. Don't look back. Look forward. Listen to our promises again. Believe us. Believe us. And not like 79. It's all bullshit. They're going to show you pictures. They're going to tell you this. They're going to tell you that. And it may or may not happen. 99% of the time, it's never going to be anywhere near what they promised or what they promised. It's nuts. Nuts. Yes, Scott, I know. You gave it to me. Well, you're right. They should know about it. They're the veterans. They're running a veterans office. You're right. Yeah, that's right. That is a BS call. Put it up. Give them a 15-yard penalty for BS. It's true. Well, everything's going to cost more, CD. You know, they love to create economic chaos and then blame it on everybody else and then say it's our fault. It's our fault. We won't pay that. We won't give them enough money, even if we don't have it. Linda forgets we've done our share. Really? Really? Oh, and I heard there was a very, very emotional thing on one of the votes.
Oh, I don't feel comfortable going home knowing that people are living on the street and I'm in my warm house. I just don't feel right about this. I can't support this legislation. I just can't do it. Oh no, I need to have I can't feel comfortable knowing I have a warm house.
Well, I don't know.
I wonder who that was.
Well, you know, I have to maybe at least say the jury's out. I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. She may truly have felt that way. She may be emotional about that. She does have a job where she helps a lot of people who have, you know, issues, drug issues and things like that. So she's involved with these people. So I would have to say it's a very, very good possibility that came from the heart. But she didn't have to worry. We got 8 people who don't give a shit. 8 other people who don't give a shit. So, okay. So they all voted to do it. Because heaven forbid that we earmark money and try to help these people with real help. I don't mean giving them a $20 bill. I don't mean giving them. You see what they did in Washington, CJ?
Yes.
They started a government program to give them free drug paraphernalia to make it easier and safer for them to do drugs. I saw.
We already do that in Massachusetts.
The guy went in and he got his choice of pipes.
Yeah.
You can have the meth pipe that it's easier to do the meth in, or you can have the crack pipe. You can have. So this is what they do with the government. The taxpayers are to make it easier for them to stay drug addicted. Oh no, we're making it safer. No, why don't you spend that $200 million or whatever it's going to cost you on drug rehab? I'm trying to get these people given up. Now, this is what the Dems do. Remember years ago we had that commercial with the fried egg? This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
They were trying to actually get people off drugs. They were trying to end the drug crisis. And I know it's virtually an impossible task, but you can make a dent in it if you concentrate. But this is what the Democrats do. They turn everything around. Oh, yeah. Well, we know that. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, we showed the vote on the show.
Yeah, we published it. We did.
We actually showed it. I may even have it somewhere in my phone here. I don't know who I have it with, but I know I've got a picture of the 4 of them. It may be in my email.
Yeah, and then after he took that vote, and many media outlets published his vote that was published by the State House, he said, I didn't vote that way. Your vote is published.
Yeah, we showed it on a show.
We showed it on the show. Your vote was published.
And he denied it.
And Paul Schmidt did the same thing. Paul Schmidt did the same thing.
Yeah.
Well,
at least Schmidt didn't deny it.
Right.
You know, Allen said he didn't vote against it, and then when we showed the vote, he stopped talking about it. Now he said he will vote for it. Too late. You know, we know your only interest is your self-interest. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, Ryan, you're right. You brought that up, but I guess in the last few days we had a St. Louis police officer that was only 44 years old killed by an illegal driving. Yeah, secret ballot. But they don't care. Listen, it's just like these people don't care. They do this stuff and they try. And what pisses me off is, listen, look, you want to be an insensitive, greedy SOB. Go ahead. There are a lot of them around. I've seen them. They're part of the landscape. But don't try to pretend you're some kind of altruistic person that cares about it. That's the Democrats. They wrap themselves as, we're the party that loves everyone, care about everybody. Look, we're giving the druggies easier ways to get drugs. We're giving them Narcan too, so they can stay alive and take more drugs. How about the impact on these people's families? Do you think they want to see their mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins addicted, life ruined, laying in the streets? I mean, they just don't care. And they wrap themselves in this cloak of, we're better than you are because we care about. You don't care about these people. Never mind giving them drug paraphernalia. Remember years ago, they actually had a lot of places where they had drug treat. Now it's not treat the drug, make it easier to them to take drugs. And not only make it easier for them, make it easier for them to take drugs and then not overdose so they can stay on drugs. Look at San Francisco. Look what it's done throughout this country. I mean, San Francisco, again, I always use it because it was one of the most beautiful cities I ever saw. Yeah, they even voted. Of course they're going to vote for H-Dip. That goes to the rich people. That's right. You're right. These politicians, these career politicians. Yeah, no, that's, you're right. This is this is all they put in these positions. That's why we keep telling everybody, get all your friends. Go get 5 friends, have them get 5 friends. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, there is 2 Fall Rivers. It's like, it was the best of times and the worst of times in A Tale of Two Cities. We have 2 Fall Rivers. Yeah, well, Hanoi Jane.
I was gonna say.
And Hanoi, don't start me. Don't start me on her. Not she. I don't even get me started on her. Will burn the planet. They're not burning the planet, right? So they're destroying the world. But this is the thing. They wrap themselves in this cloak of, we are better than you. We really care about the people. Well, you didn't give a damn about everybody who was. You didn't care about the American soldiers who died in Vietnam when you were lending aid and comfort to the enemy. When you went to Hanoi, I don't even know. It's disgusting that you're even still allowed to be in this country after what you did. You were a traitor. A traitor. But that's what they do. They wrap themselves in this, oh, look, we really care. Yeah, we care. They don't care. Paul doesn't care. Movies, and putting on your blue jeans don't help the people of Fall River.
Ryan, I'm going to tell you, the people have lost sight of where We'll Try came from. That motto came from after the Great Fire of Fall River. Okay? and it took out the entire downtown business district. And they rebuilt the city piece by piece. And they kept saying, we'll try, we'll get this done, we'll try. That's where it came from. The people of Fall River have missed that boat now. They've given up on that. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
We keep putting these people in. We keep telling you, get people to the polls, not only this November, but next November when all these people are up. And when Linda Pereira starts telling you that she cares about you, tell her we have not done enough for the homeless. We have not done enough for the taxpayer. We have not done enough for the people on fixed incomes. Nobody cares. They only care about their rich friends. Oh, yeah, those are the only four that were in Nantucket.
Hey, be grateful they got to arrest the four, because remember, we're a sanctuary state. I guess Nantucket's not a sanctuary city.
Well, no, Nantucket's an elitist city. Remember, the tale of two cities, the tale of two countries. But remember, it ain't Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard, they didn't last 24 hours. Over there, they let a few in. But look how long it took those few to go off the rails and do something. But it doesn't matter to them, because see what they say. Oh, don't worry about them raping 14-year-olds and 6-year-olds and killing women, raping women. Don't worry about it. Now this the new Venezuelan gang, they've taken over buildings in Colorado and now in other cities. They're saying they're taking over the homeless shelters in New York City, and it's making them the base of their drug operations and human trafficking operations. These are these people who love everybody. Oh, they're putting them in cages. Oh, Donald Trump put them in cages. Well, those cages were Obama's cages, by the way. He didn't build them. Obama was sticking them in there. You realize Obama deported a whole bunch of people, too. No, I knew Manny very well. I used to see him down at the, actually, I bought him a beer a couple of weeks before he passed at the Liberal Club. Great man. And Joe Lima, who passed on the same day, was Manny was almost 100, and Joe Lima was 96, another World War II veteran. Some of our greatest generation. Yeah. Well, Manchin shouldn't have endorsed her because she's an idiot. Forget about the filibuster. He actually needed an excuse to say, we can't put this moron in charge. She can't put a sentence together. When you answer every question with the same line, I grew up middle class. No, you didn't, you lying sack of shit. Sorry. But these reporters won't tell her that. Then you got Oprah. Right? And even Oprah, you could see the disgust on her face. She couldn't even make her sound intelligent. And when Oprah, with a whole pack of movie stars, but pay attention to that, guys and girls. Remember, who did Oprah have on her show? Meryl Streep, all these movie stars. You think they give two craps about us? They're not worried about the price of bacon. They're making $100 million a year. They don't give a shit. There are two countries. And they're saying, look, stay poor. We'll throw you a few crumbs, but believe us. Why these people are infatuated by movie actors who make a living playing a part, that's exactly what they're doing now in politics. They're playing a part. They don't care about us. They pretend. And when our counselors pretend, like I said, they're using the same old taglines. It's like her now. Everything starts with, I grew up middle class. No, you didn't. And now Linda Pereira's using Coogan's line. We've done enough. Well, no, we haven't. We don't even have enough workforce housing in this city, but it doesn't work anyway because nobody can qualify for it. But we know the difference. And they do too, but they lie. Linda has been in there far too long.
Like I say, when you do something for 30 years and nothing changes, and you put that person back in office expecting something different, you're the idiot, not the politician who ran. You're the idiot for putting them back in.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may send a message, but you know what? It's going to cost for that message. It's going to cost for that message because you get hit with the penalties and the interest. Yeah. Okay?
You know the best thing these property owners could do? Vote all these people out.
That's right.
No, I agree. I'm kind of militant when it comes to that. I believe that, but I understand what Johnson's doing. He's trying to, because they've got a very narrow majority, but I don't like that attitude,
Yeah, neither do I. I don't like that attitude.
I'm hardcore. Listen, like I said, I am not people say, oh, you're a radical. Like, I'm not a Republican, I'm an independent, but I am, and always have said, I am very, very conservative about certain issues, and I'm liberal about others. I believe that we need a system of welfare. I believe that people who need help should be helped. I'm probably on social programs a moderate. I wouldn't say I'm a liberal. I think everybody's born a liberal because you want stuff, and you want people to give you things. But then as you learn about the real world, you become more conservative. But I'm extremely conservative about the Constitution, the borders, fiscal policy, spending money. I'm a ultra conservative about that. I mean, maybe it's radical. If I could cure the border without a wall. 50 caliber machine guns, 500-yard open field with signs in every language saying, if you enter this premises, you'll be machine gunned. And then the last 200 yards, you have, the last warning. And if they go there, a whole bunch of them at the hamburger, that'll be the end of the invasion. You hate to say it, but stuff like that works. Genghis Khan learned a long time ago, violence is the international language. It works better than diplomacy. Because when Genghis Khan rolled in and wiped out a village with everybody in it, the next village, when he went in and said, you know what I can do to you, so either you do what I tell you or not. And this is the problem. I mean, look at this. It's inexcusable. These people have allowed, gangs to terrorize this country, invade this country, bring drugs that kill 300,000-400,000 Americans every year, and then they shit all over the Constitution. They think it's optional. Well, I don't agree.
Neither do I. And I got to bring this up because Ryan said this right here. He said, you have Portuguese last name. It's a sure thing for a vote. You're right. And that's how these people think. He corrected himself. They give people a soda and a slice of pizza and they will vote how they're told. You're right. But you know what I say? You get them a chow mein sandwich and they vote the way they're told.
And I twice.
And I proved that when I ran for state rep, because the first time I ran for state rep, I only got about 2,000 votes. The second time I ran for state rep, I fed them all. And guess what? I came very close. I could have won. Okay? So that's what happens. The people of Fall River have proven that they are whimsical. Buy me and I'll give you my vote.
I don't know where Ryan's going, but a slice of pizza, to me, that's better than, you can get a chow mein sandwich plenty of places. A nice good slice of pizza and a soda. I don't know, man. They're buying. Remember when Will Flanagan ran a campaign thing down at the Liberal Club and he served fish and chips?
Yep, I remember that.
Remember that?
Yep.
No, you're right. No, I mean, Michelle's the only one that stands up for the on a regular basis. Every once in a while, you hear them mouth a few platitudes. They'll talk about garbage, but then they vote the wrong way anyway. They talk about how everything, it's all wrong and this isn't right. Oh, yes. Yes. Michelle's the only one, and she stands up and fights. Michelle needs help. People, some of you guys should run for city council. And, I think maybe after this national election, CAG, the Citizens Alliance for Accountability in Government, which is our brainchild, I think we're going to reactivate CAG and have a few meetings to try to organize people who want to try to get these people out of office, and maybe a few people who want to run to help, facilitate and engage people in trying to get these clowns out. Oh, yeah.
Stevie, are you running? Are you running?
You're running? Yeah. Are you running, Stevie? I don't know. If you're learning how to make chow mein, that's the first part of the first part of the equation.
That's the first part of the equation.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God. I'm telling you. Hey, Ryan, I want to welcome you. We haven't seen you before. I really want to welcome you to the show. Please subscribe. Please be sure to come. Share our show with your friends. Share our show with your friends on Facebook. Share our show on YouTube. Be sure so that we can get more activity from people. And remember to subscribe to The Flush, because it's always full of plenty of bullshit.
And good. Now I gotta give you credit, CD. You've been doing it a very long time. You've consistently given them extremely good information. And unlike our other people who just like to make up shit, we always have a basis of fact. When we say assert something, we can prove it. We can prove the way Alan voted. We had the votes. Everything, if it's our opinion, we'll tell you. Like my opinion on a border may be a little extreme for some people, but I think it'd work. A couple of Apache gunships or something like that might help. But it is what it is, my man.
From North Carolina, no, not running. I was lucky to leave Fall River in 2018. Oh, you escaped!
North Carolina. What part of North Carolina? I was stationed down there at Fort Bragg. So it was like, well, it's not Fort Bragg anymore. The Wokies changed the name, but it'll always be Fort Bragg to me. And Fayetteville. I'm surprised they didn't change the name of Fayetteville or something. But yeah, stationed in North Carolina, beautiful state. I enjoyed my time down at Bragg. I was at Benning too in Georgia for a while, but Bragg, I stayed for a while at Fort Bragg. So North Carolina is a nice state. Oh, really? Yeah, not far. I used to when I came home every once in a while and we had an extended pass, I used to fly out of there to come back home. Migrants before homeless vets. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Scott, we know that. And, they all should be gone. Every single one of them.
I think you meant immigrants there, Dave. But
well, yeah, but those who give you a migraine.
You're right. It is a migraine.
Yeah, they are migraines. I can't tell you. They give you migraines. Yeah, we're done. We'll not look if they get in again. They let 20 million in 4 years. The next 4 years they'll let 40 more million in.
That's it.
We won't have America. This will be.
And you'll see the crime stats go up. You'll see the national debt go up. And right now we're only paying what, $2 million a minute.
A minute. $2 million a minute.
So if they get back in, we'll pay $4 million a minute. It's just too much to handle.
Well, I wish all the people were as engaged as the people who watch our show and as informed. Because even the people who disagree with us, at least they
have a position.
They took a position. Don't listen to the media hype. Don't listen to it. Kamala can say joy. Joy doesn't run a country. Happiness doesn't feed you. Money does. And they're taking all your money away. Don't believe Paulie's putting on his blue jeans today and going down to the homeless. He's so wonderful. Oh, give him a big hand. Well, Paulie's got a nice big fat pension to live on, and he can bank the $1 million he's making.
Well, that will be interesting because George is requiring all ballots be hand counted.
Yes.
They're requiring all ballots be hand counted because they don't want any question about the validity of their election.
Well, yeah, you see the Democrats screaming about that. They don't want that because then you might be able to uncover all the crap they do.
Exactly.
The ballot.
Exactly.
And like I said, you notice that the Democrats are not in favor of anything that will allow election integrity to be at its highest level.
You mean
they don't
like
want to have an ID?
Yep, like ID. This is what happens.
Well, heaven forbid.
Even Rhode Island requires voter ID. And if you don't have a driver's license or a state identification card, you can go to the Board of Elections and they'll give you an ID card.
Yeah. They don't want the most important thing an American can do is vote in an election. And then they said that voter ID, they don't want that, but you can't get on an airplane without an ID.
That's right. And a particular ID. Particular ID.
Exactly. And you can't go to the pharmacy and pick up certain pharmaceuticals without an ID. But you can go in and vote with no ID. You know, and some of them, when they show up at the polls on their donkey, you know they're illegals.
That's right. Get that burrow going. Yeah, get that burrow going, baby. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. This has been a great show today. I really appreciate it. I had a fun time, and that makes it all worthwhile. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay safe, stay angry, and hold your politicians accountable. We'll see you on Friday. Have a great day and dodge the raindrops this week.